everybody. Good afternoon. It is Monday, October the 23rd, and you have reached me on my channel at Kathleen's Trodden Trail. I'm Kathleen, and welcome. So, what's happening? It seems like for the last few months, or probably the last year, probably for as long as I've been doing FlossTube videos, I have had major life events. As of right now, let's see, the oldest, Caitlin, and her husband, newlywed husband, just landed in Rome this morning, and they are on their honeymoon, which is a 3-day visit to Rome and then a 10-day Mediterranean cruise. So that will be amazing and awesome, and looking forward to hearing about it, but not sorry that I'm not on that cruise. It is so good to be home and just be able to stitch and be home and do a few things from home. I like to be home. I am a homebody. Anyway, I am in my stitchy spot, or one of my stitchy spots. I have a couple different places that I like to stitch. And this is in a recliner, kind of a rocking recliner. And so I can't help but just the weight of my body, of course, pushes the chair back a little bit, which I realize makes me, it really makes me look kind of, anyway, kind of bad. Anyway, it's okay. Okay, what have I been up to? Stitching wise, I have been stitching a lot. I've also been rug cooking a lot. I don't know, sometimes the things that get into me just I don't know, I have these ideas. So well, let's start with stitching, and I'll tell you about rug cooking here in a second. So I have an FFO. This is a project that I started I believe 2 years ago. I believe this was in the 2016, and it may well have been 2015 Halloween edition of Just Cross Stitching magazine, and it's called Halloween Town. Anyway, it took me several years to do, and so anyway, here's the finish. Here's the FFO. Wow, look at that. It does not really fit on there very well, and it's harder to go backwards. This was a platter that I got at the Goodwill. Painted it black with milk paint. And I have a little pumpkin that sits next to it. So that's the only finish that I had. The last time I think we talked, I mentioned that I was going to do nothing but Halloween stitching, and between that date, which was, I think, was 2 weeks ago tomorrow, between then and Halloween, except for on Wednesday afternoons and on Sundays I was going to work on Christmas, and I was going to work on Christmas ornament. So the first thing that got in the way, okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean for this to be so choppy. We've had really beautiful fall weather here. It's been getting cool at night, but not freezing, and then getting into like the 60s and 70s during the day, so it's just been perfect. But it's been really windy, and I have terrible fall allergies. I always have, and I think a combination of the warm weather and no freezing, along with the wind, anyway, I have a little cough, so I needed to take care of that. Hopefully that will be the end of that. Anyway, I was about to say that I had been corresponding with Marlene, Stitching by the Lake. She said in the process of looking through her patterns and charts and stash and everything that she had, she was kind of complaining to me that she came upon several other charts that were not in any way related to Halloween, but that she wanted to do. And she sent me a picture of a couple of them. And one of them just struck my fancy, and I said, oh my gosh, I love that. It's from a 1993 edition of Leisure Arts magazine. And so she sent it to me, and I had like 2 days later, I had it, had completely forgotten about our conversation, and sure enough, in the mail, I'm thinking, why do I have something from Marlene? And I just love this. I don't know what it is about this. I think this is so pretty, and I think this could go up in November and stay up until March. And so I started this the same day that she sent it, and or that the pattern, that the chart came in the mail, and I couldn't put it down. So here's my start on Woodland Peace. I should have cut the fabric down, but I didn't want to take the time to cut it down. So here's my start, and I'm doing it all in red. And so here's the deal. I'm using the NPI silk on the lettering, and I'm using the ruby slipper on all the other cross stitch, and I think it works perfectly. Anyway, I've been working on that, and I love that. And Marlene, thank you so much. It was so kind of you to send me the magazine. And then I'm trying to think what inspired me. I should have been working on ornaments, and I was. But then I don't know, I just didn't feel like working on ornaments. And so I was doing something else, and it just occurred to me that I felt like working on Lantern Lane. So you guys have all seen this. And I picked this up yesterday afternoon for Sunday stitching. And prior to today, I think I had maybe 100 stitches in this. And I worked on it some yesterday and then some this afternoon before filming. And here is my progress at this point on Lantern Lane. And I'm having a hard time putting this down. However, and I have a question for you guys. So it calls for, you have a couple options. You can either use the Belle Soie colors, which sound luscious, or the hand-dyed cotton classic Colorworks colors, and some of these are weeks, but it calls for the white to be classic Colorworks eggshell, which looks like this. So this is classic Colorworks eggshell. So, you know, it's an off-white. It's an eggshell color. And that, I think, works really well here in the windows. You can see. But it's also called for that in the snow, which I have a little bit of down here, and in the flowers. And I don't think there's enough contrast. So I'm thinking about taking that out and switching to 3865 DMC, which is this color. And what do you guys think? I mean, I think that will add quite a bit of contrast. Do you think it's too white, though? Do I need something a little less white? I don't know. I don't have any ecru on hand to see how that would look. Anyway, so I'm happy with that. I like that. I have to watch my time here. I think that looks, yeah, I love this pattern. I would like to have this finished for Christmas, and I think it can be done. So then the other thing that I did is I color planned 3 new rugs. I kind of mentioned, I think, that I had bought a whole bunch of new patterns with her sale, and I color planned 3 of those. I color planned 2 Christmas and 1 Halloween, and I have the Halloween rug just about finished except for quite a bit of the background. It's the witch with the alphabet. The witch itself is done, and I'm very happy with how she turned out, but the background needs to be done. I would like to get that done this week. And then I color planned 2 new Christmas rugs. They're not big, and I'd like to have those done in the next several weeks. And then this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm in a rug cooking class where the teacher is from Georgia, and she drew me up a nativity. I think it's going to end up being about 3 feet by 5 feet long nativity. It's the whole scene. It's the town of Bethlehem, the manger scene, the camels in the background, the wise men on the mountains. Um, I don't. Yeah, she's a phenomenal artist, so it'll be really exciting to see what else she has drawn for me, and then it will be quite challenging to hook. Um, But then I found there was a rug cooking magazine called the Wall Street Journal, and its last publication came out a couple weeks ago, and she sent with it in the last edition of the magazine were a bunch of free patterns that the publisher had drawn and was giving away free personal use. And two of them were just killer, just to die for. So I drew both of those up as just kind of as small mats. And I color plan those using wool that I have from my stash. So I would also like to get those done. One of them is very much a Christmas rug, and I actually think I'm going to give that as a gift to somebody. And the other one is one of those kind of November through March rugs that just kind of talks about snow. Um, if I have enough time, I'll insert pictures of both of those drawn up so you can see them. So that's what I'm up to. I'm not going to tell you what my plans are. I kind of have plans in my head, but I'm not going to share those with you because I'm sure that if I do, they'll just go awry, and they'll probably go awry anyway. This is a busy week for work, last week in the month, so I'm always really busy with work. And then we're going to be in November next week, and time needs to slow down. I feel like time is just going by so fast. Um, anyway, I think that's everything. So good to talk to you guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone.